Hey everybody. So I haven't posted in a couple of days, and I'm sorry about that. I've just been really busy. But over the last couple of days, when I haven't been doing any videos, we've had a pretty big trade go down in the NHL. Um, Montreal traded Alex Galchenyuk to Arizona in exchange for Max Domi in a one-for-one deal, um, just player for player, and it's a really interesting trade. Um, People have been all over Montreal in reaction to this, saying that it was, they really blew this and that they could have gotten a lot more for Galchenyuk. And everyone's saying that Arizona won the trade, but it's really tough to tell, and I don't think we're gonna know for sure who won this trade until years down the line. Um, I am not a big Alex Galchenyuk fan at all. I just I don't think he's ever going to be as good as people thought he was going to be. He certainly hasn't been yet. He's really underperformed in his NHL career so far, and I just don't think he's that good, and I think he's a bust for a third overall pick. Um, but Max Domi hasn't had the greatest start to his career either. Um, he only had 9 goals last season, which is way, way lower than where he should be at. The year before, he only played 50 something games because of injury. So it's not like he's had a great start either. This is basically what's happened here is you've taken two young players with a lot of potential who have not even come close to fulfilling that potential and really underperformed in their careers so far and just swapped them. Um, Domi, right after the trade, signed a 2-year extension with Montreal at $3.15 million per year. So that's a decently low cap hit for Domi, and that that should open up some space for maybe Montreal to try and add some other players in free agency, hopefully some defensemen. Um, but this doesn't really I don't see how this really helps either team, at least in the short run. I don't think either team got better from this. You take Domi out of Arizona and you just add Galchenyuk. And I don't think that that's a huge win for Arizona. And then in Montreal, you get rid of Galchenyuk, which that might be a win for Montreal. But you've just added Domi, so you filled that slot with another underperforming young player. So I really don't know what to make of this trade because it doesn't seem like it's gonna help either team, at least in the short run. Maybe long term, one side comes out on top, but I don't see how either of these teams, Arizona or Montreal, are any better right now than they were a week ago. I just don't see how it's been any significant change for either side. Um, so, but when you compare Domi and Galchenyuk here, Domi is 23 years old. His career high in points is 52, which he did in his rookie season. Last year, he played all 82 games. He only had 9 goals, which is just abysmal. And 36 assists for 45 points and was -7. Now, granted, Arizona was absolutely awful and he was playing on a terrible team, but still, 9 goals, are you kidding me? He should be double that. Galchenyuk, he's 24, he's been in the league longer. His career high is 56 points, which he did a few years back when he scored 30 goals. He did not score 30 goals last year at all. He played all 82 games last season, only had 19 goals, 32 assists for 51 points, and was -31. Now, granted, Montreal was a really, really bad team, but -31. That's just atrocious. So they've swapped teams now. Now you have Domi in Montreal, who is also not a very good team. It's not like he's going from Arizona to a team like, I don't know, Tampa Bay or Boston or something. He's going to another lousy team. So are his numbers really going to improve that much? Probably not. Galchenyuk is going from Montreal to another lousy team in Arizona. Are his numbers going to go up? Maybe a little. He could get to 60 points. He could get to 65 points. He is not going to push Arizona from being one of the absolute worst teams in the league to being a playoff team. He is not that good. So I really don't know how this trade benefited either team. Maybe in the long term it does. Maybe getting out of Montreal is exactly what Alex Galchenyuk needed, and the pressure's off now, and he can just go play hockey, and he's going to play probably be the first or second line center on a team with some good young players like Clayton Keller, and maybe he will finally start producing some points. Maybe Max Domi goes to Montreal and relishes the opportunities given there. Plays some great hockey on a team that really needs someone to step up and start producing offensively. And maybe because he signs a pretty cheap deal, maybe that leaves Montreal enough cap space to go and get a number one defenseman, or at least a top three defenseman, and then their defense is better, and Montreal could be right back in the playoff hunt. So it's tough to tell who won this trade right now. It's going to have to play out before we can know for sure. Judging at it from my perspective right now, I don't think this really significantly changed either team. It's just a player swap on players that are pretty much on the same level. Galchenyuk, I think, probably has a little bit of a higher ceiling, but he hasn't shown it at all in his NHL career so far. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But interesting trade. I just don't see how it benefits either side, except maybe it benefits Galchenyuk himself to get out of Montreal, and it probably benefits Montreal to get Galchenyuk out of there. But other than that, we'll just have to wait and see. So like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media, check out offthewallhockey.com. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Keep it growing. Thank you all so much for watching, and talk to you soon.